Hello and welcome to my twin flame journey. I am Shine, and this is a reading that I offer. I kind of did a little variation on it that I will offer, for personal readings, but it's also to kind of show you an example of this spread. And since a lot of people are kind of one foot in the past, one foot in the future, and we see in the weekly that, decisions need to be made in regards to paths that we're going to take, changes we're going to make, about getting out of our own way, getting unstuck, embracing change, learning lessons, being willing to have faith and hope in the future, and moving towards those kind of things. So basically, this spread is called The Decision. And I might start doing it, monthly, because as we've seen from the weeklies and monthlies, people have been struggling with the same decision for forever. So I don't know how often I'm going to have to do this spread. So I might start this again being monthly, this being the first, or I'll do it bi-weekly. I'll see how it goes. And this is, again, a trial as far as doing it as a general and not for a specific person. So again, we'll see how this all kind of, it seems to match with what we've been seeing. So hopefully it works for general as well as, an individual. So again, this spread is called The Decision, and this one is going to be for the masculine. And keep in mind that masculine and feminine stand for energy more than gender. So if this doesn't resonate, check the feminine and vice versa. If you'd like a personal reading, of course, all the information is below. And if you can't afford a personal reading, but you feel that my guidance helps you and you would like to support this channel, donations are also greatly appreciated. And how to do that, you'll also find that in the description box below. So this is what is the main issue that the masculine is needing to address in regards to love, in regards to life. Okay? This is the why. I use the romance angels because they can contain love and life stuff. So, and I use my red cards here. So this is the why of this, of the main issue, right? This is whatever challenges, lessons, obstacles, the things that the masculine needs to be aware of in order to have a positive outcome, things that they need to address. This is advice, I believe. I think so. And this is also advice here. Or this is what they need to do, I think, and this is advice. As I said, I switched it up a bit. And this is the sequence of events if the masculine releases their fears, allows for transformation and change to occur, moves towards their highest and best, to manifest that. This is basically what happens if they get out of their own way, follow spirit's advice again, and allow for change and healing to happen. And this is if they don't. So let's see how this plays out, and how long it takes and all that. Hopefully not too long, right? Doesn't seem that way, but you never know. So the overall thing, again, that the masculine is needing to deal with in regards to love and life is life experience. This is the Tower, which is pretty significant here. Let go of belief systems that no longer work for you. An important life-changing event, a situation that leads to significant opportunities. So, this is, again, the masculine having learned a lesson. Life experience, something that was built on a faulty foundation comes crumbling down. Anything built on lies, deceptions, fear-based, need-based. This is a faulty foundation. So this is about, again, living and learning through this experience that the masculine has gone through, letting go again of things that no longer serve the masculine. Thought, belief systems, the way they thought about situations. Again, it's about looking within, something shaking you up enough to make you wake up, basically. So you can get those epiphanies and aha moments that you need in order to, again, get rid of stuff that's holding you back so that you can progress in a more positive manner in your life. The Tower, again, sudden, shocking change, destroying your picture of peace and harmony, something that blows your mind or throws you through a loop. Faulty foundation, false thoughts or beliefs and actions. Again, this is falseness, is deception, even fooling ourselves, trying to justify things, ends justify the means, or maybe treating people as ends to a means, or again, changing our perspective on ourselves, our own actions and choices, and also situations that we've been in. It's a humbling, frightening, but necessary experience, feeling afraid, wrong, naive, or blind about a situation. Negative feelings associated with the event, anger, grief, confrontation, sadness, guilt, all that woes forces you to question your beliefs, behaviors, attitudes, and perceptions. Again, the experience, whatever it's bringing up to the surface, it's teaching you something about yourself, always, first and foremost, and then about how you are interacting with the world, why we keep getting the same results. Different people, same results. Again, common denominator is us, right? You are where you are based on choices and actions that you made. It's again about accountability, being able to self-reflect, connect the dots, see the patterns, even our own patterns. Keep making, again, the same choices, what leads us into karmic situations. So again, it's living and learning and seeing those things within us that need to change, right? Penetrates to the core of your being and affects you spiritually, mentally, emotionally. So again, this is something you needed to go through in order to grow. Creation, with destruction brings creation. It's an awakening. It's hitting rock bottom too. So sometimes you gotta hit rock bottom before you, in whatever form that is for you. It's also about personal defenses. Disasters, upheaval, revelations, It's also about, in the reverse, it would be about fears of change, which we've kind of been discussing. Trying to avoid disasters, not doing anything, being stagnant, not making decisions that we need to make because we're fearing what's point B looks like. From get to point A to point C, we have to go through point B. Maybe delaying the necessary destruction of something. A need to go through the difficulty to learn a lesson, which is important, again, for you. Don't resist it, even if it'll be shocking and hard to deal with. It's an important part of your life journey. So again, we can't ignore something hoping it'll go away. We're just keeping ourselves stuck. And the universe will let you keep yourself stuck as long as you want to, or it'll be willing to help co-create with you should you decide to put in the effort, first and foremost, into yourself, right? Because if you don't love and respect yourself enough to put in the effort and work into manifesting your life, not just letting life pass you by or trying to point blame everywhere else instead of holding up the mirror and asking ourselves again, how did our choices and actions get us here? Why do we keep making these same choices or doing these same actions, even though we know it always backfires. But again, all is a learning experience, and you will repeat lessons until you get it. So this is an opportunity for you to get it. It says here about being afraid of change, even though you want it, resisting it due to fear of pain or discomfort. You need to think big and take a risk, because change is on the horizon, because you're not happy where you are with what you have currently. So you want change. So it's a need to make plans to avoid things getting even worse. It's about the ego. The battle with the ego, which is it seems to be the theme here. Resisting change. Again, living in the past, in the woes, being in the negative self-talk. All of that. It's about trying to find courage, to do what you got to do, right? And the why of the Tower is we have engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. This can happen, right? You had to go through this experience to learn certain lessons. Now it's time for you to apply them so that this can happen for you. And then we have retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. Maybe you need to go within a bit, figure things out. But there's two people on this card. So this could be about wanting to spend some time with the person that you're wanting to have this with, right? To allow for something to grow into something more meaningful. Well, first we got to heal some family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. This is, of course, healing the family that you're wanting to get engaged with again. This is also, again, about being able to do that life experience checklist. Seeing the patterns. The patterns are created by conditioning. Conditioning is created by our environment. What did love look like to me as a child? And how has that made me feel about myself? How does that affect the kind of partners that I attract? Am I repeating what I saw? Am I behaving like one of my parents and choosing a partner that's like the other parent? Again, it's recreating that dynamic. It's about seeing how that kind of stuff does play a role in your self-esteem. Again, what you believe that you deserve, what you think about yourself, why you keep doing things that are self-sabotatory. Again, because you don't believe you deserve better. Even though you may say you want it, on a subconscious level, you keep doing and saying things where you end up not having that. So this is about healing the self. Always first. You got to find out what's in me that I need to heal so that I don't keep having these tower moments. The childhood wounding is like people don't even realize, but again, society conditioning, youth in general, peers and stuff, if you were bullied a lot or things like that, all these kind of things that play on your self-esteem, play on what you believe about yourself, again, what you're worth, what you deserve, it affects your confidence. So again, if you find yourself always in the lowest, always in similar situations, which is all karmic, this is something that you need to heal and transcend. It's something a lesson, a class that you signed up for that you need to pass, basically. And it all starts with healing again and reflecting on our life experience. How did we get here? Why do I do the things that I do? Am I happy? What can I do to change my situation? Can I believe enough in myself and have courage enough in myself in order to put in that work, to clean out those skeletons in the closet, to hold myself accountable? Because I deserve love. I deserve happiness. I deserve to not be making myself miserable because, again, I don't believe in myself, or whatever it is that whatever negative belief system that you might be holding on to. You need to heal that. And know that divine timing is at work in your love life. If you went through a karmic situation and we're dealing with a soulmate that's going to be your life partner, or a possible twin flame, and you've been in separation from this person, again, things happen for a reason. And if people weren't willing to kind of do this self-reflecting, if they didn't learn the lesson, they only entered into another situation that was going to bring about the same issues, the same stuff. Because no matter where you go, there you are. And again, getting those aha moments now, realizing certain things, and knowing that both people needed to learn and grow. Separation is necessary. And if you're looking to reconcile, know that it was worth waiting for, because now you have an opportunity to come together with the person that you want to be with from a different place than you were when you first met, without that karma. Make sure we again do the healing that needs to happen, so that we don't find ourselves repeating old habits. Old habits die hard, right? Or if you're not going to be getting back with someone else, knowing that you still had to go through this experience, you're still learning lessons for your own spiritual growth and enlightenment and healing. And know that, should we put in the work, we have an opportunity, to have a divine love, to have a better relationship, with the self and with another person. But I think this is more for the people that are looking to reconcile, as the readings have kind of been showing for the masculines. But again, if you're not going to reconcile, know that doing this shadow work, learning these lessons, have the healing happen, you will allow for better relationships in the future. And this is also the why here. We have diligence. This is like the Eight of Pentacles. It's about putting in the effort, or wanting to put in the effort, but maybe we're unsure if we should, if there's still some barriers in our way, or feeling like there are, knowing that we got to put in some work. So maybe also too, finances has been an issue. So maybe we're trying to feel like finances are a barrier here, or we're trying to just putting in the work and effort might be a barrier, as I mentioned. And we have jealousy. This is about taking off masks, revealing ourselves, letting go of our fears, or any negative feelings that we might be having. And then we have here generosity, which is all it reminds me like the Ace of Pentacles. So this is about an offer, wanting to extend an offer, but maybe we're afraid to. Maybe we feel like, it's too much water on the bridge, or we got too many challenges or obstacles. And we know it's going to take a lot of work, but we want a new beginning. And know that if we do this, like I says, we have an opportunity for better. But we got to overcome these challenges or barriers that we have that are mostly, in our heads. When things seem hard or difficult, it just means you got to put in a little bit more work and effort, but don't give up. Don't let yourself get sucked down into the lowest. Keep at it. Don't give up. And speaking of which, the challenge, lesson, or obstacle, or thing that you might have to deal with in order to, or you should be looking at in order to have a positive outcome, is the Sisters of the Seasons, but this is in the challenge position. This is cycles of growth, natural law, and divine order. And then we have the dream walker also in the challenge position. Dreams, the collective good and illusions. And I haven't forgot this. I have to read that after. This is the advice for this little section here. Number 17. Oh, I love hearing the birds out there. The sisters of the seasons send you a warning that you're trying to jump the gun and go from winter to summer without paying heed to spring, or skip from summer to winter without allowing for the possibility of autumn, moving too quickly, looking for shortcuts, and artificially trying to prolong a hoped-for result will not yield what you desire. There are no shortcuts. It's time to rethink your plans. All four sisters are nature's cherished daughters, and all are important. Be careful of the difficulties they force you to endure. When you try to trick them away from each other, better to let nature take her course. Her daughters will be very happy, and so will you if you let them express themselves in aura. This is, of course, realizing there's reasons, seasons, and lifetime, people. You know, seeing the reason, seeing the why things happen. You know, understanding that we have to go through these cycles. It's all part of our growth. It's all part of learning lessons. You know, there's highs and lows. And we can't put a rush. We can't put a rush on certain things. We kind of have to allow, you know, divine timing again. Allow ourselves again to be ready. People always try to look for the perfect partner, the one. But first, you need to become the one yourself. You know, we attract what we are. And if we're feeling not great, if we're feeling, you know, what we'll attract more karmic situations. If we're, you know, sending out that negative stuff, we'll find another codependent to kind of feed our two people feeding each other's dysfunction. You know, we'll keep in these cycles, but you have to heal yourself first so that you can have better relationships. Again, so we're not operating from that fear-based energy or that need-based energy. It's much better to allow this time that you've kind of been all in your thoughts, doing your life check, that it was necessary, and to kind of embrace this time as an opportunity for you to get it together, basically, and allow for things to unfold naturally. But you know, don't sit there and just wait for things to happen. You still have to work with the universe. And if you're looking to, you know, reunite with someone, again, you got to allow things to unfold naturally. I don't know, you know, this is a general reading. I don't know what's going on in everybody's situations. For some people, it might have been a lot of stuff. And again, this takes time, if it can happen at all. Again, it's everyone has their free will choices. The dream walker. But don't let that, you know, fear of the unknown hold you back. The dream walker challenges you to wake up from your restless sleep in which you're not dreaming at all. This is the time to remind yourself of your passions and the aspirations you may have left behind. Perhaps you should reconsider and allow yourself your precious dreams again. Don't give them up. There is always a way they can return to you as long as you don't try to dictate the forms they take. Another way the dream walker challenges you is when you're in the middle of a nightmare brought on by you or others. Wake up and don't struggle, for she reminds you that the divine will lead you out of the bad dream and into a much better one. This too shall pass. Be mindful that you have a unique and special purpose. You're always actively influencing your reality through your thoughts and reactions to life's challenges. Ugh, can't get that out. And of course, life's challenges being the tower. You know, these things are fated events, set, you know, already predetermined on your journey, things that are meant to take place at certain points on your journey, and how you respond to that leads you on your destined path, whether that path be more karma and negative experiences, or, you know, healing and pursuing your highest and best. You know, it's all your choice. So this is again about not giving up, not letting your life pass you by not making any choices because we're afraid to make choices. We're afraid of change. You know, we're afraid of rejection, whatever it is that's holding you back, the fears, they got to go because they're creating barriers for you. And you need to work hard at removing them, removing your fears. You know, you want to make an offer and for a new beginning, or you want things to change, you have to do that. Um, this is how the divine will lead you out of the bad dream and into a better one. Know that you if you follow their advice and not let the ego make you resist it, then you'll have a better outcome. Believe me, I fight with my tarot, my spirit guides all the time. I even asked them once. I says, "I must drive you crazy, huh?" And the yes card came out, and I laughed because again, they know, they know the forest beyond the trees. But we can't see that here. We're just going by our perception, our ego, our wounding, our conditioning. This is how we navigate in life. This is why we make the choices that we make. Again, but we're operating more often than not from a program that is a little bit broken, and we need to rework the program. Getting rid of old belief systems, again, that hold us back, which include, again, our stinking thinking, our woe is me, our blaming the life, blaming world, whatever it is. It's again about being accountable for ourselves and our own choices and our own actions. And when we do that, you take back your power. Again, there are certain things that were meant to happen, but how you react to it or what you do after that, this is your choice. Living and learning and persevering. You know what I'm saying? Masculine. And somebody needs to speak some truth. I am lovingly honest with myself and others. This is a big problem for the masculine. Honesty. Your side is always coming out with deception cards, hidden enemy cards, player cards, cheater cards, all of that. This is about living from a place of truth. Learn the lesson that lies only destroy lives, and in order to reconcile as well, we're needing to be 100% honest, not lie to cover up our lies, not downplay our role in a relationship's demise. Again, hold yourself accountable. And when you apologize, be specific in what you're apologizing for. Show that you acknowledge the act, the behavior, the whatever it is, and that you are going to make a conscious effort to not repeat it. And you do that by being specific, not glazing over or saying what comes easy. That's just still trying to hide behind half-truths, hide behind masks, because we're afraid of how we'll be perceived. But you're perceived worse if you lie to cover up your lies. So speak truth, live in truth, and trust. And especially you're going to have to be truthful if you're going to try to regain some trust, because trust might be an issue for you, and if you're trying to get back with somebody. I know that God in his infinite wisdom and love is answering my prayers right now. So trust in the guidance. If the guidance has been to get out of your own way and to stop lying and to believe in yourself, how can the guidance be wrong, right? They want you to have gratitude. As I notice and appreciate my blessings, I open the door to more of God's gifts. Being grateful for even the shit that happens, being grateful for the lessons, being grateful for the experience because it teaches you something. It's helping you evolve. This is all ascension work. This is all lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. You come in here, you do these lessons, you sign up for these classes. I often refer to life as like school. And if you don't pass the class, you have to come back and repeat it. And you don't want to do that, right? So this is, again, trying to see the reason why all things happen, trying to gain a spiritual perspective, and know that all this journey is about leading you back to the truest you, the best you, the one that has self-love and self-respect. It's always about that lesson, because many masculines or people in general come from crappy upbringings, abusive situations where that is taken from them, and they spend their whole life in karmic situations, and the lesson in the end is to learn that you don't need something outside of yourself to validate you. Believe in yourself, love yourself, and then you'll take better care of yourself. You'll make better choices. You'll attract better situations. But if you have low self-esteem, low self-worth, pessimistic, you'll just keep attracting these things that are not for your highest and best. But it's all part of the lesson. So have gratitude. And then appreciate the fact that you had an opportunity to learn something, that you went through an experience with someone that taught you something about yourself, something that needed to change, because it was only for your betterment, and you did the same for them. So have gratitude, trust, and tell the truth. And then we have blessed. My screensaver keeps coming on. We have blessed. We're number 22. And let's see what your advice is. Number 22. Essential meanings: something wonderful that is unearned and unexpected. Grace that is an unforeseen gift from spirit. Grace, again, is handling it all with grace. Whatever you've been through, knowing that it's really a gift. Even though it may seem like crap, it's a gift because it taught you something. Oracle message: there are moments in life when, out of the blue, it seems that everything has been orchestrated by divine intervention. You feel blessed in ways that are difficult to express. It's as if the Red Sea parts in front of you and events come together to banish your troubles easily and naturally. You know deep down you did not deserve any of it, and yet here you are. This is one of those times. Let awe and gratitude for all your blessings guide you now. Of course, again, this deep down you didn't deserve any of it. Obviously, we do get what we deserve in some degrees. If we treat people like crap, we end up losing relationships. This is a given. But I think that the essence of, for everyone, the bad things that we go through in life, we don't deserve it. But it's not a matter of deserving. It's a matter of, lessons that we came here to learn, and to kind of seeing past the human part of it. And again, recognizing the lessons, knowing that, again, some things had to happen in order for our growth and our betterment. But it's also knowing that our choices and actions and our free will gets us into these situations until we learn. And then once we learn, hopefully we don't repeat. But your choices and actions now will help determine your future path. Relationship message: you are moving toward a deepening of intimacy in a unique and sacred partnership. You know you are meant to make this connection. This union, blessed by the divine, will bring transformation and beauty to the world. This is also a sign that, even more important, you're being called to a deeper intimacy with yourself and spirit. And there's your emergency beep. State of emergency. With this new development, you will see evidence of grace in your life. So, a sacred partnership, divine timing worth waiting for. Again, soulmate connection, possible twin flame. You had to go through this to trigger those things that needed to be healed within you both. Again, why the reason why all things happen. And you have an opportunity to reconnect with someone, engagement, a higher level of commitment, deeper intimacy. Here it says. Also, again, with oneself, doing the healing work, you have a deeper relationship with yourself and with spirit. Following spirit's advice, following your intuition, getting more in touch with your spirituality. Again, looking at your life from that perspective to help guide you. And this will bring transformation. So, if you're feeling a strong connection to someone, again, and I'm not talking about in an unhealthy, toxic way, because you can feel a strong connection to somebody too, but that could be karmic. But I'm talking about as far as love, truthful love, one that you know in your heart that you should be with this person, and in their essence, they're a good person. So watch out for the narcissist. Then that's telling you something, that you need to heal that relationship and do whatever you got to do to try to heal that relationship, because it's probably your life partner or your twin flame or soulmate. Prosperity message: unexpected windfalls and good fortune come your way now. I bet you'd like that, since you've been dealing with all these money issues, right? You're in a phase where any difficulties or obstacles that have stymied your success seem to disappear on their own. Be ready to receive. The windows of opportunity will open wide. Accept the blessings given to you now, and don't forget to share them. So, don't sit around and wait for that Publishers Clearinghouse check to come in the mail. I mean, it's nice. You might get something like that, but again, you have to put in the effort in order to receive it. And I think in the weekly, we had let your friends help you. Again, don't be afraid to ask, because you're afraid of how you'll be viewed. If you need to ask some friends for some help temporarily, don't be afraid to do that. That might be the way in which your windfall comes to help you in your transition here. Protection message: humility is called for now, as grace is an unearned gift. You didn't gain this by your own desires or actions. To be who you need to be, you can no longer do what you did. In a way, you have hit rock bottom, and what is required now is nothing less than total surrender. Then you will be blessed. So this is, again, surrendering to the lessons, surrendering to the seasons of your life, the cycles, but allowing them to come and go, going with the ebb and flow of life. Don't stay stagnant, don't stay stuck. Be willing to put in the effort so that blessings can come. Generosity, because it's like the Ace of Pentacles, opportunities for things. And the thing about humility, so again, it's like in order to be who you need to be, you can no longer do what you did. So if you've still been holding on to behavior patterns that you used as defense mechanisms that kept you in karmic cycles in your life, we're needing to let those things go. Release the fear of taking off the mask and being our truth, authentic self, and trusting that the universe is rooting for you and wanting you to do that, because it's in your highest and best to no longer be deceiving ourselves, to be deceiving other people. You know, we can't, old keys don't open new doors, basically. So we're going to have to release all that and throw caution to the wind and be willing to, no matter what, move forward, no matter what's on the other side. You know, it's having courage to, again, embrace change. Now, what happens if you do? Allow for healing, allow for transformation, follow Spirit's advice. You know, do the shadow work, do whatever work you got to do to move towards your highest and best. Well, you got the High Priestess. And then you had the Page of Wands in reverse. And you had the Nine of Cups in the reverse. So the High Priestess, of course, is all about using one's intuition. You know, so if you do all the right stuff, you'll be using your intuition. You'll be getting in touch with your higher self. You'll be channeling the spiritual guidance that you've been getting in order to help you manifest. You'll come into balance within yourself. You'll balance the dark shadow self and the light part of yourself. You know, overcoming our fears, letting go of our fears. This is also gaining wisdom, understanding, being at peace. Because again, we're living from our truth. It's also, let me see what else I got here. The balance of the male and the female. Again, that's because we both have masculine and feminine within us, and the idea is to become in balance with both parts of ourselves, balance with the light and dark aspects of ourselves. The veil of awareness, understanding, spiritual enlightenment. We'll have gained spiritual enlightenment. Again, divine knowledge, following our intuition. And if you are a male, you get to learn you need to be more in touch with the feminine energy in yourself. And the feminine energy is all about, the nurturer, the giving, the loving, opening up, becoming vulnerable, or you'll fail to grow. And it says here for the feminine, but I don't think that it just says for male. Oh, well, feminine or female, to trust yourself and to be truly feminine. Life change. Because I said masculine and feminine stand for energy, but here it's male, female, so I read both. To be a female resonates with the masculine energy. But this is again to learn to be true to yourself, using your intuition to guide you, being in touch with your feminine side. Again, give in order to receive. Gain that higher knowledge and wisdom. And if you do that, you won't have any more setbacks. We got the Page of Wands in the reverse. You won't have any more setbacks. You won't stay pessimistic in your life. You won't be feeling like you're lacking direction. You won't keep going into unsuccessful ventures, taking the wrong approach to things that don't lead to any growth. You'll stop lacking focus. You'll stop creating obstacles for yourself, which cause lacks of motivation. Again, learning to get out of one's own way. You'll stop having low self-esteem, because then you'll be in the upright. You'll stop feeling helpless and like you're always the victim. You'll stop lacking self-confidence. You'll stop being lazy and be co-creative in your life. You'll stop not making efforts, being uncooperative, or being impatient. Again, following one's higher self will help get rid of this shadow aspect, this being in the reverse. And then, of course, the Nine of Cups. If you follow your intuition, allow for healing, allow for transformation, you'll stop being in dissatisfactory sorry, situations. You know, we'll stop letting our materialistic, need-based tendencies to enter into situations. We'll allow to go towards things that are more emotionally based, for love, not materialistic. You will stop being disappointed. We'll stop sensing like something is missing. We'll stop being shallow and greedy and superficial. You know, we'll stop being gluttonous and smug in our outward appearance, you know, acting like this stems from lack of accountability. I didn't do that, or it wasn't that bad. Again, this kind of not doing a reflective work, you know, which leads us to feel like crap. We'll stop having ill fortune due to overindulgence, food, drug, drink. We'll stop having lack of concern for other people. You know, this is following one's higher self will get rid of these two shadow aspects. But if we don't follow Spirit's advice, if we don't allow for healing, if we don't get out of our own way, we'll be stuck in naivete, stuck in foolishness, afraid of taking risks, feeling restless and unhappy. The Fool in reverse talks about having total disregard of the consequences of our actions, living too much in the moment instead of planning ahead, you know, doing things on a whim, not thinking things through, jumping into situations only to later realize we screwed up. We made wrong choices again because we weren't entering into it based in truth. It was void filling and need based. So again, jumped in because we needed it, or we thought we did because we didn't want to apply ourselves on our own, become independent on our own. So perhaps again, jumping into situations that taught us a lesson, which is what they were intended to do, right? This is also reckless and acting the fool, having a disregard for others as you find yourself. So again, don't treat people as a means to an end. That's why you need to be whole and healed before you even enter into relationships. Because if you're broken, or you're looking for, again, to have a need met or a void filled, it's coming from fear-based, and it's always karmic. A need for due diligence, a need to prepare for challenges, do research, make the right choice, you know, wanting to feel competent. You know, this is also about uncertainty. So in regards to love, unsure of where something is heading, you know, feeling insecure. That's why we're afraid to take a leap of faith. So if we stay in our fears, then again, we'll stay stuck. We'll stay in insecurity. We'll stay in uncertainty. We'll stay in unhappiness. You know, we're not learning the lesson because we're not allowing our current karmic situation to end and embracing, you know, change. And if we don't do that, then we're going to miss out on an opportunity in love, perhaps a gift from the universe. That's the Ace of Cups. You know, this is about trusting your intuition, letting your heart lead the way. So if you don't take a risk, you're going to miss out on an opportunity again, of love being offered to you. It's awakening of the human spirit. It's emotionally and spiritually fulfilling, or fulfillment that is here for the taking. You know, but you got to take the risk. It's the beginning of love and happiness. It's compassion, friend, romance. It's positive energy between two people. New love, giving and receiving love on a new level. Again, engagement, a higher level of being in a relationship, because again, you've gone through an experience, you've learned, and now it's a better version of you than it was in it, right? So forgiveness, this is about too, making peace. So you'll miss out on an opportunity to make peace, to have this new love, you know, to possibly get forgiveness if you're afraid to ask for it, if you're afraid to be truthful. Creative expression, allowing emotions to shine through. Could also indicate conception, pregnancy, or birth. So maybe you're meant to be with somebody and you're meant to have a family with them. Birth of new ideas, sparks of inspiration. So again, these are the things you're going to miss out on. And you also have the star, which is all about healing and destiny and wishes being fulfilled and, you know, balance being restored. Let's see what else I got here. I need to open and cleanse your auras. So again, not allowing for healing to happen. It's having strength, the quality to accept your faults and love yourself in spite of them. Again, living and learning. We all make mistakes, but you know, the key is to hold yourself accountable for them, to become a person of integrity after having gone through something. Again, to become fearless and to no longer be in fear-based energy in yourself, having courage to manifest things, to go for what you want, to know that you deserve to have the highest and best. Let's see. Renewed hope and faith, healing, again, courage, deeper understanding of yourself and others, transformation, again, forgiveness, to embrace new opportunities, finding meaning, purpose, and perspective of something, a call of destiny that compels you to go on. Again, you might be missing out on your destiny. Maybe you're destined to be with this person. And this is what you'll miss out on if you don't take the chance, if you don't take the risk. You know, you have renewed self-esteem, trust in oneself, it says. You know, this is what you'll gain, you know, but this is what you'll lose if you don't. You know, you'll lose an opportunity to have faith and believe in yourself, again, because you're allowing fear to hold you back and to keep you stuck. So, hopefully, you've got an idea of what your situation is, what things you might need to look at in order to have the result that you want. You got some advice here. And you got the what will happen if I release the fear, allow for healing and transformation, and pursue my highest and best, and what will happen if you don't. And on that note, I send you love and light, wish you healing and luck and anything else you might be going through. In regards to this, I'm sorry, and anything else that you might be going through. Please like, subscribe, and share if you haven't already. Leave comments. I'd love to see how things resonate, if they resonate. And until next time, take care. Bye-bye.